Surely, surely, surely there are no Tottenham fans out there who are Ange Postecoglou in. Because if so, you've lost your mind. That was a disgrace tonight. An absolute disgrace. Ange Postecoglou. Ange Postecoglou. Whatever you want to throw at this guy, he's a fraud. It's not good enough. And he has to go if Spurs want any success. Because this guy is just not the one. Embarrassing tonight for Tottenham. Incredible evening for Rangers. This is my match reaction to Rangers 1, Tottenham 1. If you are new around here, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and get in the comment section. And welcome back to any returning viewers. I hope you enjoyed this reaction because we have just witnessed a very interesting evening. The Europa League and Tottenham go to Ibrox. Battle of Britain, it was labelled as such, but it was quite an interesting encounter because there was a bit of background to it. First of all, the manager, Ange, his previous job being at Celtic, of course, Rangers' fierce rivals, always was going to add a bit of fire and taste to this one. And Ange Postecoglou, previously going into this game, had only lost 3 times to Rangers in 11 attempts as a manager. Second of all, Archie Gray, a young player who Tottenham signed this season from Leeds, a big Celtic fan and was known for that. And then, of course, in goal as well, Fraser Forster, once upon a time played at Celtic as well. So there were a few players on the Tottenham rank who had these Celtic connections. And of course, the media picked up on that. And that was maybe where the focus was. Ange coming back to Ibrox. How was he going to handle it? Was it going to be a bit of a cauldron of noise? And fair play, that Ibrox crowd were immense tonight. And credit to Rangers. Those fans bought it. And I think the players matched the atmosphere and the energy from the crowd. But second of all, you know, with that, Tottenham have had some shaky performances. And they've had too many losses this season. And this was a game, again, that Ange couldn't afford to drop points in, couldn't afford to lose, and really needed to go on and win. What was really telling was his comments in the pre-game interview a couple of hours before this game kicked off. And he turned around and said any win at Ibrox would be seen and should be seen as a historic win. That word, historic. So already trying to take the pressure off his Spurs side. This is a historic win, a historic place to go and win. Okay, yeah, you put respect on Rangers, and rightly so. They are a massive club. But let's be real. Let's be real here. A Liverpool side, I believe, went to Ibrox and smacked them up a few seasons ago. Teams have gone to Ibrox from England and laid down the gauntlet. They haven't feared them. They've respected them, but they haven't feared them. And what Ange has done there in that pre-game sort of build-up almost said to me, you're a little bit nervous tonight. Second of all, this Rangers team was a little bit rotated. This Rangers team had a few changes. And it wasn't maybe the full strength Rangers that we've come to know or see. So, you know, you do go on social media and you have a look and you see some Tottenham fans and some mutuals bantering this a Rangers B team. So let's just put that into perspective. A Rangers B team. Although I don't agree on that because there's a lot of good players that played for Rangers tonight. And I must shout out some very good individual performances. But Raskin in that midfield was superb tonight. A real engine, a real workhorse in there. And I want to really put some praise on him. But I must say, the result tonight is something that Rangers will almost feel disappointed in because they could have gone and won it. There was a late goal ruled out for Cyril Dessers at the end for an offside. He also had a chance just before that, which Fraser Forster made a big save. But overall, Rangers did enough for me to win this game. And they absolutely dominated and showed pressures in the right area. There was a moment and a phase in the game where Spurs had a bit of momentum. Rangers' legs looked tiring. You thought, oh, God, Spurs actually might go on and win this game when Kulo pulled one back. But actually, Rangers waved that ride of pressure out, and then they went on the attack and the kill. And seriously, they should have gone on and won it. But let's talk about, again, the fact that Ange has had to go to his bench. He's needed Bergvall. He's needed Solanke. He's needed Kulo to come on and try and freshen things up. And Kulusevski seems to keep bailing out Ange Postecoglou at times. And again, what a season he's had with this change in position. And probably only player, I would say, at Tottenham who's improved from last season. Because there are a lot of Spurs players who've gone backwards. There are a lot of Spurs players who've gone backwards this season, it seems. Huminson, not the same player. Yves Bissouma, for me, has gone backwards. Pedro Porro and Udogie struggling for form. Brennan Johnson, take away his goals, what does he bring? Technically, is he all that? And I'm thinking, do you know what? And you're meant to be progressing and improving players. But I don't see that in the Spurs side at all. I don't see it. And the Timo Werner, well, the less said, the better, isn't it? I just look at Spurs right now and they look a lost ship, a lost commodity. And Ange is very stubborn in the way he plays. But I'll tell you now, this Spurs team is spineless. It's gutless. It is easy, in my opinion, to see now where the problems with Spurs are. And if I was a Spurs fan, would be fearing week in, week out, how many goals and chances are you going to let up? And maybe that was the difference tonight. Maybe that was the difference, that Rangers didn't actually take their chances. Rangers weren't actually clinical when it mattered. And that is probably one criticism of Rangers, that they could have killed the game. They had many of the times 3-on-3s, 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s that they didn't quite pull off. They didn't make that final key pass, or there was some last-ditch defending from Spurs that saved them, or the goalkeeper, Fraser Forster, makes saves. That for me is a sign of a team that is just conceding chance after chance. And you only have to go back to Chelsea at the weekend, and now this game. And if Chelsea had the chances and opportunities that Rangers had tonight, it would have been a similar scoreline. There are major problems at Tottenham. And in a way, Kulusevski maybe has papered over the cracks by stopping it being a defeat. Or Fraser Forster with his save has maybe stopped it from being a defeat. And I really believe that if Ange had lost tonight, once again, that Spurs fan base would be really piling on the pressure. We saw where Tottenham dropped points midweek against Bournemouth. This was last week. The Spurs fans in the outway end turned on Ange a little bit. Told him that they weren't happy, voiced their opinions. And I think that uncertainty is growing, because once again, Spurs don't even find themselves in the top 8 in this competition. They find themselves struggling for form, struggling for rhythm, and players look lost. Players look really lost. I look at that Spurs team and players look lost in their roles. I'm looking at that midfield, how easy it is to play through the Spurs midfield now. Yes, you could argue no Romero, no Van de Ven. You've still got your fullbacks, and Dragusin is a very good centre-half. I don't really want to say that losing Vicario, Van de Ven, and Romero is the reason why Spurs are like this, because I think it's bigger problems. I think that midfield's too easy to play through. I think that there's not enough aggression in this Spurs side. And I'd probably also say the front line still seems out of sync. It is relying on moments of brilliance, moments of magic. So, look, that's Spurs, and that's where I see them very critical of them. Rangers, I think they rose to the European occasion again. Despite them having really poor domestic league form, Rangers have been brilliant in this competition in the Europa League. They seem to have found the winning formula. They seem to have found a confidence about it. And the fans have really raised to this European occasion. And Ibrox, for me, is an absolute cauldron of noise when it rocks and when it's on it. And nights like tonight, especially when they went 1-0 up, it was a brilliant atmosphere and really carried the players. And look, can Rangers sustain this going forward in this competition? Why not? And have a bit of fortune on the way and the right ties. You could see Rangers going deep in this Europa League. As for Spurs, I just don't know anymore. I just don't know. I think they'll be lucky if they get into that top 8. If they do, it'll be a blessing for them. But they need to regroup and regather. And I want to know, where do you think are the major problems at Spurs right now? What positions do you feel Spurs are seriously struggling in? Ange Postecoglou, you can't keep doing plan A, plan A, plan A. You need to have a plan B. And that is something he lacks. There is no plan B. Zero plan B. And that's going to hurt him. How long will the Spurs hierarchy and Daniel Levy wait about? How long will the Spurs fan base be patient with this guy? And has the dressing room been lost? We'll have to wait and see. But Ange, I think your days are numbered. Rangers, fair play. If only you could do this in the domestic league and sort of, put in these performances. But nevertheless, another great European night at Ibrox, as we've come accustomed to. And hopefully, Spurs you find some form again. Rangers, keep it up. I'm out of here. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and get in the comments. Ta-da!